trapped in a hellish laboratory, innocent captives faced agonizing torture. But when his precious friends were slaughtered, a dark power awoke. Now, a reborn god returns to unleash absolute hell on them. Can anyone survive his cold, blood-soaked wrath? A helpless girl is bound tightly to a terrifying electric chair. With her final breaths, she weakly whispers Woo Hyun's name. He desperately reaches out, screaming in pure, helpless agony. His bleeding friend urges him to survive this cruel nightmare. Left alone, Woo Hyun begs them not to leave him. Tears of blood flow as despair consumes his broken soul. He screams in agony, bound to the electric chair. Unwittingly, he logged into a mysterious game called Reverse Planet. Unbeknownst to him, this was a deadly human experiment. Cold scientists callously order the dead bodies to be incinerated. Suddenly, an alarm blares as the desperate captives flee. A monstrous, red-haired guard blocks their only escape path. The brave survivors prepare to fight, shielding weak Woo Hyun. The arrogant guard mockingly vows to slaughter them all. A brutal, bloody struggle erupts in the narrow corridor. Tragically, his companions are ruthlessly slaughtered on the cold floor. Panicked guards fire their weapons at the approaching shadow. Driven by rage, Woo Hyun easily slices through the soldiers. He stands tall, radiating a terrifying, monstrous physical strength. His piercing blue eye glows with a desire for vengeance. Splattered blood stains the carpet as his revenge begins. The terrified director screams in shock at his approach. Woo Hyun brutally grabs his face with cold, unyielding wrath. The director meets a gory, painful end for his crimes. Yet, true satisfaction eludes his deeply scarred, empty soul. Suddenly, Woo Hyun gasps awake, realizing it was a dream. Confused, he notices his powerful hunter body is gone. Suddenly, his phone rings with a familiar classmate's name. He holds the phone, instantly remembering her sweet voice. Determined, he looks out, ready to change his destiny. A mysterious companion questions his connection to Reverse Planet. His trembling fingers click, igniting a long-forgotten path. Deep remorse floods his mind as haunting memories linger. He steps out, desperately seeking escape from internal demons. Even in quiet libraries, sudden paranoia grips his mind. Suddenly, suffocating dread forces him to gasp for air. Gory, traumatic memories of violent slaughter flash before him. Cracking open a cold drink breaks his grim trance. A cheerful, bright voice brings warmth to his reality. They bicker playfully, temporarily masking his deep emotional scars. Suddenly, relentless fate drags him into a virtual realm. Shocked, he realizes he is trapped inside the game. A harsh overhead speaker designates him as test subject. Hostile security cameras swivel to track his every movement. A brutal tutorial quest demands he defeat the Eternal. An absolute mechanical terror strikes with bone-crushing force. A sinister purple aura erupts as the experiment finishes. Ruthless scientists monitor his desperate survival with chilling silence. Bloodied steel and fallen guards paint a grim battlefield. He claims a lethal chain scythe to survive combat. System screens restrict his combat assistance to 50%. A terrified girl watches his impossible solo clearance attempt. She trembles nervously while navigating the dark metallic hallways. Desperate system matching begins expanding search parameters wildly. Pure panic rises as she tries canceling the insertion. She cautiously peeks into a room littered with wreckage. Her eyes widen as a blood-slicked blade draws near. Fresh crimson splatters stain the floor beneath heavy boots. Deafening, rapid gunfire erupts to shatter the tense silence. She hides behind debris, terrified of the impending slaughter. A legendary power known as perfect existence emerges. The shocked girl watches in sheer, breathless disbelief. Blood paints the dark floor after his ruthless slaughter. Suddenly, she fires her weapons to protect him. She smiles warmly, hoping her aid was enough. He reassures her with a rare, gentle smile. She eagerly asks about his legendary ability core. He senses deadly monsters lurking just 20 meters ahead. He recalls his thrilling battles inside the Colosseum. Knowing his elite rank, her hope instantly skyrockets. He walks forward calmly, ready for the clash. She unleashes a ferocious barrage of heavy gunfire. He delivers a devastating punch with explosive force. The entire corridor shatters from his immense power. The defeated captain trembles in absolute, agonizing terror. A system alert confirms his overwhelming, shocking victory. Dark secrets wait inside this quiet, ominous facility. They catch their breath amidst the dirty, bloody dust. She desperately pleads with him for a future partnership. She bows deeply before vanishing into thin air. Meanwhile, chaos erupts at the planet Earth headquarters. Staff members analyze his impossible, godlike battle data. An online investigator frantically searches for the truth. Strange, bizarre anomalies begin appearing across the web. Experts argue loudly over his incomprehensible combat skills. A new era of superhuman broadcasting officially begins. He relaxes at a quiet cafe with his friend. She suddenly jumps up with pure, unbridled excitement. Together, they prepare to upload his legendary video. His epic journey is finally ready for the world. His hidden statistics suddenly soar past all human limits. Bathed in radiant energy, Woo-hyun stands primed for battle. Deep inside the training grounds, an energetic ally welcomes him. Unexpectedly, the serious test supervisor arrives to begin the trial. They descend into a colossal, heavily fortified metallic training arena. The cold supervisor swiftly calibrates the deadly system parameters. With a firm step, Woo-hyun enters the combat zone. His golden eyes flash with an intense, deadly seriousness. Suddenly, the supervisor stares down in absolute disbelief. A violent shockwave shatters his control screen into pieces. An overwhelming, monstrous aura silently consumes the entire room. A legendary, world-shaking broadcast is about to begin. Unfazed, Woo-hyun casually readies his heavy iron chains. A brutal training machine charges forward with blinding speed. Within seconds, the metal monsters lie completely shattered. But a far more menacing threat suddenly emerges. The shocked online audience explodes with wild speculation. An elite, terrifying combat android blocks his path. The machine's lightning-fast strike grazes his cheek violently. Woo-hyun's heavy fists barely scratch its indestructible armor. Undeterred, he gathers his immense strength for one strike. A brilliant, blinding light erupts from his devastating blow. Afterward, they review the unbelievable results in shock. The supervisor demands answers about this unnatural power. The cunning girl recognizes a goldmine standing before her. She desperately begs him to join her streaming channel. A brutal, 100-player battle royale is proposed instead. Together, they finalize their registration for the deadly game. Their high-stakes deployment to the military base begins. Instantly, a shocking death notification flashes on screen. Baek Woo-hyun scores an explosive kill right at the start. The deadly virtual battlefield awakens with absolute chaotic energy. Analyzing his tactical map, he spots his distant targets. With blinding speed, he ambushes the unsuspecting enemy team. A terrifying dark aura surges from his desperate opponent. The shocked enemy screams as the brutal strike connects. With another rival eliminated, Woo-hyun swiftly moves forward. Through his headset, his partner commands him to wait. But a cold voice whispers death from the darkness. He instantly breaches the room, executing his next target. A chainsaw-wielding girl looks on with utter, manic obsession. The final scoreboard flashes, confirming their overwhelming victory. Young Neon celebrates their flawless triumph with pure joy. Yet Woo-hyun remains a silent shadow in his gear. She wonders if she should have pushed him harder. Staring at her phone, she schemes her next move. Meeting at a cafe, she passionately pitches her plan. Meanwhile, a mysterious broadcast host prepares his script. The massive cash offer leaves her completely starstruck. But dark secrets from his past continue to haunt. Night falls over the bustling, neon-lit city streets. In the studio, the commentators prepare to broadcast live. They excitedly introduce the legendary player to their viewers. Wearing a futuristic mask, the quiet hero stands ready. With a sudden radio crackle, the game finally begins. Flashbacks reveal a past spent running from terrifying monsters. But this time, he refuses to run away anymore. His glowing golden eyes unlock a dark, vengeful power. Two foolish hunters charge directly into his lethal trap. Unleashing his heavy chains, he violently slams them down. Analysts watch in disbelief, questioning the player's reckless baiting strategy. Every unique skill carries a hidden, agonizingly long cooldown timer. Suddenly, a golden gleam of absolute focus ignites within his eyes. Meanwhile, a secretive government bureau monitors this dimensional anomaly closely. Reality itself begins to fracture under an immense digital corruption. A battle-hardened commander grimly declares that the targets are dead. The mysterious bureau's headquarters prepares for an imminent dimensional breach. Suddenly, a terrifying purple beast emerges from the abyssal rift. An elegant secretary formally welcomes him after his perilous journey. He silently reflects on the agents he once slaughtered mercilessly. A brilliant coordinator offers him a warm, yet highly calculating smile. Massive corporations greedily train awakeners while ignoring deadly collateral risks. A highly advanced, fully responsive AI system suddenly boots up. A playful, pink-haired host eagerly comments on the unfolding chaos. Meanwhile, an unsuspecting laptop screens a bizarre, colorful streaming broadcast. The ultimate virtual battle mode is officially declared open now. The prestigious contender rank gleams, representing the absolute peak players. The system successfully matches him into a quiet residential zone. Spectators quickly realize they foolishly underestimated this physical hacker's power. An opponent screams in sheer terror as cold frost approaches. Terrified, the defeated enemy desperately surrenders to avoid painful obliteration. With lightning speed, his twin blades ruthlessly cleave another challenger. A stunning streak of flawless victories illuminates the digital scoreboard. The shocked analyst stares intently, completely mesmerized by his gameplay. Excited fans cheer wildly, instantly won over by his dominance. A cocky, orange-haired sniper confidently vows to crush him today. An explosive wave of golden energy instantly obliterates the sniper. Coughing up blood, the humbled sniper stares in absolute disbelief. Enraged, the sniper activates his shocking lightning aura for revenge. However, our hero effortlessly blocks his strikes, exposing his weakness. With cold, glowing eyes, the hunter targets his prey. His opponent rages, desperately unleashing a final explosive strike. But a clean, ruthless slash instantly cuts him down. Defeated, the crying warrior grits his teeth in agony. Fear reflects perfectly in the cold steel of defeat. A legendary winning streak flashes across the system screen. Spectators watch in absolute awe at the godlike display. Online forums erupt over this mysterious, unbeatable game build. Nearby, a faithful click seals the next dark challenge. A sinister pro gamer smiles, finding a new target. Meanwhile, the Vanguard prepares for their first real mission. Low-level insect beasts are identified as the primary target. The beautiful commander confidently displays her official security badge. Memories of a past nightmare suddenly haunt the hero. Suddenly, an arrogant rival emerges to mock the squad. He whispers dark provocations directly into the hero's ear. Laughing hysterically, the rival walks ahead into danger. A glowing blue portal opens, beckoning them forward. They step into the terrifying, dead-reversed world. Fresh blood on the grass warns of absolute danger. The strike team enters the dark abyss together. Heavy footsteps echo through the silent, cursed wasteland. A sudden warning shatters the tense, quiet atmosphere. Swarms of giant spiders ambush from the dark ceiling. Flashy golden slashes instantly shred the monstrous threat. But a massive, horned shadow looms over them. Suddenly, the traitor strikes his ally from behind. He wields a flaming sword, grinning with malice. She barely dodges the explosive, fiery betrayal attempt. Defying death, she viciously kicks down the attacker. A blazing blade of righteous fury decimates the enemy. Terrified soldiers scatter into the dark, whispering woods. Vile mutant beasts lie slaughtered on the cold ground. Our mysterious hero steps forward under the glowing drone. He effortlessly rescues a comrade from the monstrous swarm. The silent floating camera records every brutal move. Exhausted and bruised, she desperately struggles for breath. Blinding purple energy surges through the shadowy clearing. A deadly wave of fire consumes the retreating forces. Violent explosions of red aura shatter the silence. The cruel assassin smiles, promising a permanent sleep. A legendary game of survival has officially begun. A startled guard senses an oncoming deadly presence. A merciless blade instantly pierces through his chest. The desperate defender conjures magical barriers in vain. Our hero dashes forward into the pitch-black forest. A chaotic explosion of dark dust engulfs them. Cursed roots violently wrap around a glowing crystal. He leaps high, slicing through the massive obstacles. With cold precision, he executes the masked threat. He stands victorious among his fallen, broken foes. Searching the corpse, he uncovers a cryptic message. The grim darkness of the woods grows deeper. Hideous monsters screech hungrily from the deep shadows. Injured and weary, she smiles through her pain. A sudden gust of wind slices the air. He casually asks if she can still stand. Overwhelmed with relief, she clings tightly to him. A dark memory reveals the true scope of danger. Meanwhile, she watches the broadcast in pure shock. Two hosts analyze the stream with excitement on their tablets. A sudden message flashes on screen, promising a revealing screenshot. An anonymous viewer donates a massive sum, demanding answers after. The hosts discuss the legendary winning streak of a goddess. Meanwhile, a team of tough players prepare for intense combat. From above, their tactical formation moves to secure the truck. Spotting an opening, the dark-haired player plans a backdoor strategy. Spectators chat in frenzy, wondering if highly skilled Smurfs play. Panic erupts as an opponent screams, realizing he is cornered. He resolves to stall the threat while his allies advance. The stream hosts watch with bated breath as it intensifies. On screen, chaos erupts as players attempt to stop him. A bloody flag of victory waves proudly, signaling base capture. A notification pops up, introducing a mysterious new system now. He sighs quietly, ignoring the chat's loud demands for attention. Speculation runs wild in the chat about their savior's identity. A fierce, bandaged hand reaches out, ready for ultimate challenge. The beautiful yet deadly Kim Hana introduces herself with confidence. She cheers enthusiastically, leaving the opponent to her trusted companion. The commentators stare in absolute shock as the dynamics shift. Kim Hana prepares her combat stance, wielding her wooden sword. Opposite her, the protagonist readies his weapon with cold gaze. The atmosphere grows heavy as a tense silence falls over. In a flash of motion, he unleashes a fast strike forward. Their swords clash violently, sending shockwaves through the spectator chat. His golden eyes gleam with focus, predicting her every move. She smiles mockingly, effortlessly redirecting his attack with absolute grace. Weapons of ancient warriors hang silently on the cold wall. Afterward, they stand together, reflecting on their brief, intense duel. Suddenly, a powerful weapon screen unlocks, revealing a legendary spear. A legendary soul-devouring sword reveals its absolute, indestructible power. Tension rises as the dealer asks for his final decision. A viewer donates, recognizing the weapon's ultimate potential. He recalls his intense, flawless training with Kim Hana. Now, clear skies signal the quiet before a storm. He confidently asks if her warm-up is finally finished. Together, they step through a swirling blue dimensional portal. Suddenly, his glowing eyes detect an approaching threat. Deadly beasts charge violently through the darkened forest. Unfazed, he draws his flaming, dark-infused blade. His legendary sword ignites with a violent crimson aura. A massive, lightning-infused wolf lunges with terrifying speed. With unmatched ferocity, he strikes downward with full force. The heavy blade collides, shattering the beast's skull. A shockwave echoes, shaking the entire mountainous region. The ferocious boss monster, Silver Wolf, suddenly emerges. He screams, meeting the giant beast's fangs head-on. But his piercing gaze remains completely calm and calculated. He stands victoriously over the defeated monster's corpse. Suddenly, a blinding flash illuminates the dark woods. A mysterious, glowing egg begins to crack open. An adorable, fluffy wolf pup sniffs his boot. Light flashes again, marking a sudden system event. An emergency maintenance notice flashes across the screen. Shocked viewers donate, amazed by this unprecedented pet. Meanwhile, World Headquarters convenes an urgent board meeting. A panicked developer slams his desk in pure disbelief. The game's supreme AI looms with godlike authority. A mysterious executive whispers Isaac's name with deep anger. A silent digital hum signals a major system shift. An epic storm of destiny begins to gather close. He quietly analyzes the mysterious viewer's hidden identity. A sudden, crucial system prompt demands a trustworthy ally. Excited streamers warmly welcome their growing online audience. He stretches carefully to prepare for a grueling match. A massive, weaponless survival mission challenge suddenly appears. He teleports directly into the ruined, desolate military zone. A violent, thunderous shockwave suddenly tears the ground apart. The stunned commentators watch in absolute, breathless disbelief. He slides forward swiftly through a cloud of dust. Only 2 survivors now remain in this deadly arena. A sinister hooded assassin emerges from the dark shadows. The hyperstreamers cheer loudly for the intense battle. He unleashes a powerful, devastating flying kick forward. The sheer force of his impact creates massive friction. Shrapnel and heavy debris blast violently in all directions. The wounded assassin smiles before vanishing into thin air. Meanwhile, two casual viewers relax in their modern apartment. The young gamer confidently applies for the next game. Inside Sophia's quiet office, a fateful decision is made. A few days pass in anticipation of the event. A cute, level 1 lightning wolf pup happily appears. She accepts the urgent report with a cold nod. The epic broadcast begins to capture the world's attention. A critical warning from the Dimensional Bureau blares loudly. The purple-haired warrior shouts urgently to her allies. They arrive too late to stop the goblin invasion. His golden eyes glow fiercely with pure, unyielding power. The deadly chain sickles shred the monsters in seconds. A massive goblin is brutally smashed into the ground. A primal, guttural growl echoes menacingly from the shadows. Suddenly, a colossal beast charges forward with earth-shattering force. But Wuhyun slashes through the monster with unmatched precision. With cold eyes, he demands his hidden stalkers show themselves. A menacing, purple-skinned demon emerges silently from the forest canopy. Their intense, murderous gazes lock in a silent psychological war. Unfazed by the pressure, Wuhyun barely gasps under the strain. The demon unleashes a devastating, aura-infused shockwave directly at him. Wuhyun retaliates fiercely, his bloodied fist radiating pure, dark power. The mysterious system acknowledges his supreme, reality-bending authority. A digital, malevolent grin flashes across the glowing neon interface. As the dust settles, his companion rushes over in awe. She immediately radios headquarters to request an urgent cleanup crew. Suddenly, a glowing level-up screen grants him another ability point. Meanwhile, back at the base, high-ranking officers discuss his potential. They whisper of a dark conspiracy involving the powerful corporate alliance. The commander slides a mysterious, sleek black box across the table. Wuhyun accepts the reward as his teammates eagerly greet him. They warmly congratulate him on finally becoming an official agent. An armed guard watches as a swirling, unstable portal ignites. A cheerful announcer enthusiastically details the next high-stakes event. Blinding digital signals beam upward, commencing the deadly tournament. An arrogant streamer mockingly downplays Wuhyun's legendary achievements online. Under a serene, blue sky, the countdown to chaos begins. Wuhyun steps onto the grand stage wearing an elegant suit. A sinister raid prompt signals an imminent and brutal confrontation. An eerie, confused silence suddenly descends upon the shocked audience. An onlooker smiles greedily, anticipating an easy victory ahead. Challengers confidently promise not to step outside their small circle. With a golden glint, Wuhyun prepares to unleash absolute devastation. An absolute line is drawn, defying all challengers. A golden eye flares with deep, unspoken malice. Suddenly, a blazing streak of fire descends rapidly. Golden lightning explodes as they launch an attack. A cold, predatory gaze locks onto the prey. He charges forward with immense speed and power. Two fighters are sent flying back in shock. The spectators watch in complete, dizzying disbelief. A brand new, mysterious challenge suddenly begins. A massive test of physical strength is revealed. The hosts enthusiastically explain the complex rules. Contestants struggle desperately to lift heavy, cursed iron. The cute announcer screams in absolute panic. With veins bulging, he pushes his limits. He strains with raw, unfiltered physical effort. A legendary, armored hero takes the center stage. A glowing, blue aura approaches the massive platform. Gritting his teeth, he boasts of his greatness. The masked genius calmly analyzes the true power. The chat explodes with doubt about his claims. He continues explaining the deep secrets of combat. Suddenly, a key contender logs out of existence. The legendary tournament title card flashes once more. Balanced teams are officially chosen for the war. The energetic hosts announce the next phase excitedly. The teammates look at each other with worry. The coaches step up to guide their team. A hand rises high as coaching begins now. They receive top-tier tactical advice to survive. He suddenly draws his sharp blade to strike. With a feral roar, the veteran warrior falls helplessly. The golden-haired fighter gasps as she is struck hard. Spectators watch eagerly, commenting on the intense combat online. Suddenly, twin mechanical giants materialize in the forest arena. Blinding gold energy beams slice the machines with precision. A timid girl warns against hesitating during lethal combat. The shocked commentators gasp at the unprecedented speed displayed. The elegant host announces the final scores to everyone. Grateful participants bow politely before departing the grand arena. Meanwhile, silent figures plan their next dangerous moves carefully. Inside the quiet gym, heavy iron weights lay scattered. A mysterious girl watches silently from the warm shadows. Cheerful streamers welcome their massive audience back to life. But our dark hero prepares to conquer the reverse world. An urgent message warns that he is the target. Staring at his phone, he remains completely unfazed. Under the pale moonlight, mysterious headlights pierce the woods. Suddenly, a fierce warrior ambushes him with a spear. A squad of elite tactical soldiers surrounds him quickly. They demand his immediate surrender back to the laboratory. A sinister smile creeps across the enemy leader's face. Instantly, violent purple sparks ignite as their blades clash. With overwhelming strength, he slams his sword downward violently. The desperate soldiers unleash their volatile elemental magic powers. However, they are instantly frozen solid by his dominance. Enraged, the commander orders his men to take drugs. He holds a glowing capsule, promising absolute destruction next. The enhanced soldiers sprint forward with terrifying speed again. A massive explosion of raw power consumes the forest. Yet, he effortlessly dodges, unleashing a clean green slash. A devastating green slash tears through the shadowy battlefield. He tightly grasps a legendary, cursed blade of pure power. Suddenly, an explosive jet of fire erupts toward the sky. The powerful purple demon gasps in absolute shock and pain. A lethal web of crimson energy slices through the air. A violent impact echoes through the dark, shattered arena. Thick gray smoke rises as the intense clash settles down. The female warriors quickly approach their mysterious, silent leader. Under the starry night, they discuss their next dangerous move. A highly advanced, fully adaptive artificial intelligence suddenly activates. Our cunning hero realizes his critical choices alter the future. He swiftly taps the glowing holographic interface before him. He stands resolutely before the massive Junction Electronics headquarters. The masked, white-haired assassin prepares to execute his target. A terrifying, dark silhouette emerges from the thick fog. The mysterious phase shift system isolates players in real time. An angry enemy screams, demanding his immediate, brutal death. The concrete floor shatters, leaving his opponent utterly defeated. The ruthless, masked warrior extends his hand to strike. He unleashes a barrage of sharp, glowing energy spikes. The broken enemy collapses, groaning in absolute, painful defeat. He stands victorious amidst the scattered, bloody fallen foes. Gigantic stone stalactites violently crash down from the ceiling. The desperate survivor hysterically begs for his pathetic life. He reminds the weeping villain of his past atrocities. A horrific scream of pure terror echoes through space. Spectators eagerly discuss the true strength of his build. Suddenly, the bright red intruder alert flashes wildly nearby. Terrified guards desperately scream for him to stay back. A sinister scientist unleashes two massive, heavily armored robots. Massive robotic sentinels are violently hurled upside down. A terrified scientist cowers behind a colossal crumbling boulder. Fresh crimson blood splatters brutally across sterile white walls. Shocked online viewers watch the chaotic raid in disbelief. The official broadcast logo flashes with mysterious cosmic energy. Sudden panic strikes them as Deus unexpectedly awakens. She fiercely commands her crew to risk everything. A playful suggestion is made to focus on intense battle. Nervous laughter fills the studio before the match starts. He remains silent, deeply analyzing his next strategic move. The massive live arena broadcast system finally goes online. Desperate fans beg to witness his legendary secret builds. An ominous system message grants him total creative freedom. Massive monetary donations flood the live streaming screen. The host smiles nervously, trying to contain her excitement. A spectral blue player begins materializing inside the arena. A green-clad swordsman strikes down with glowing emerald lightning. He slides backward, realizing his opening strike failed completely. A colossal iron knight suddenly ambushes him from behind. The silent summoner stands calmly behind his iron guardians. Desperate, the swordsman grips his charging green blade tightly. With a cold gaze, the summoner snaps his fingers. He pushes his brain's computing power to the limit. Violent crimson slash marks tear through the battlefield air. The swordsman dodges a flurry of lethal iron spears. Blinding pink light beams erupt across the digital arena. The summoner looms victoriously over his fallen opponent's skull. An eager finger presses the start button to begin. The chat explodes as they recognize a legendary silhouette. A mysterious dark-haired warrior politely welcomes his next challenger. Shocked onlookers gasp, realizing the legendary warrior has finally arrived. With icy eyes, he calmly welcomes his next doomed challenger. The digital countdown begins, taking away their final peaceful moments. Suddenly, a violent shockwave erupts as the battle explodes. Shockingly, a clever illusionary clone shatters into glowing feathers. A devastating purple vortex of dark energy tears through space. The winged adversary hovers, analyzing his opponent's flawless movements. Gritting his teeth, the enemy desperately blocks a deadly thrust. The system declares Baek Woohyun victorious in round 1. Unexpectedly, a massive Pro Scout offer flashes before his eyes. Fueled by dark pride, the winged warrior lunges once more. Woohyun fades into digital stardust, leaving his rival stunned. Meanwhile, the ecstatic stream hosts celebrate his overwhelming victory. The historic broadcast concludes with an legendary 85 win streak. Behind closed doors, powerful figures plot their next deadly move. Under a crescent moon, a chilling night of reckoning approaches. Their destination is a shady, notorious underground black market store. Red security cameras watch closely, scanning the dark city streets. Within the shadows, a sinister deal is silently made. The creepy masked merchant smiles, offering highly classified, forbidden intel.